Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has dusted a pet project off the shelf. A proposal and a bill to reserve between 50 and 100% in private sector jobs for Kannada speakers in Karnataka. It's something that the Congress has proposed many times before, including by Siddaramaiah himself, but now he's brought it into the headlines. The only problem is, does he really plan to push this through? Can it be pushed through, or is this timed to take attention away from the cloud of scams that have assembled around the Siddu Sarkara? Whether it is the Valmiki board scam, the Muda scam, which allegedly has family members of the Chief Minister who are under scrutiny as well. All of these beg the question, is this really about Kannada pride? Is this really about Siddaramaiah putting to the fore something that he's always wanted to do? Or is this a tactical, strategic move by the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka in order to take attention away from this cloud of scams that have gathered around him?
Facing heat over multiple scams, the Karnataka government, led by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, seems to have played the Kannadiga card, planning to bring in a bill to set aside a lion's share of government and private jobs for Kannadigas alone. The bill mandates a 50% reservation in management jobs and a mammoth 75% in non-management jobs only for local Kannadiga candidates. Initially, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah announcing a sweeping 100% reservation for Kannadigas in all blue-collar jobs. But he quickly retracted the move after Labour Minister Santosh Lad clarified that no specific quotas exist for these job categories.
And most of the politicians, wherever we go, we have been always pressurized that we need jobs, we need jobs, we need jobs. I don't say that they're not giving. So if there's a mandatory something like this, so it becomes foremost and important to see to that local gets an opportunity. And in case if the local talent is not available, they can opt to get for anybody else. So why they are so hesitant to seeing that by this draconian law will kill the industry, I think this is hard.
But the move is facing flack not only from the opponents, but from Congress allies and Congress netas too.
A reservation is required for local people, no doubt about that. Wherever possible, they should give the reservation. Technically, we can't enforce on any organization to take them if they are not technically qualified for that.
Every next day they come out with these kind of dramatic bills, just want to cover up all the scandal, whatever scandals, whatever the loot, whatever the allegations they have been facing, they just want to cover up with all these kind of dramas.
It's highly retrograde, reactionary and regressive. See, one state or one city is not made by those people who are born there or in domicile.
Prominent industrialist and software body like NASSCOM also raised concerns, stressing the need for skilled talent in Tech Hub and the possible impact on brand Bengaluru.
The bill says a local is defined as a person who is born in Karnataka, who has spent 15 years here and who knows Kannada. And he has to pass a test. And if you don't have Kannada as a language in a school leaving certificate, then you have to take a test by a nodal agency.
Even Bengalurians are divided. While some call it a discriminatory, regressive and unconstitutional, others back the move.
It is not good for other states, so it is better to decrease the percentage of the Kannada working. More than Kannada here, outside peoples are working here, more than Karnataka peoples.
I think people should give some importance for the localites. And of course, for technical jobs, it is whatever they score, whatever they get is important.
Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar defended the bill as a fair and necessary step.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡತಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಗಳನ್ನ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸೆ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತೀರ್ಮಾನವನ್ನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದೆ.
To benefit from the reservation, locals must be proficient in Kannada and needs to be born in the state or a resident for at least 15 years. A similar local quota push in Haryana and Andhra, however, failed to pass legal scrutiny. Will the Sidda government law face similar fate? With Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining me live to talk about this a little bit more, joining us from Bengaluru is N.A. Harris. He's a well-known MLA of the ruling Congress party. Also with us is Somdata Singh. She's founder and CEO of Asidus and has also been a member of the NASSCOM in the past. The NASSCOM, as you know, is the industry body that represents the IT and services sector. Ms. Singh, Mr. Harris, thank you very much for joining me. Mr. Harris, I'd like to quickly come to you first. You're one of the lone voices within the Congress who've actually expressed some reservations about this quota promise in the private sector. Tell us why you oppose it, sir.
No, I don't oppose. Where did I oppose this one? See, it is not opposed. I said, see, local Kannadigas have to get the reservation. There is nothing wrong in that. See, it was that if there is any skill or any prerequisite qualification needed, maybe that could be taken up however it would come, like whoever are fit into it. But in administration section and other areas, what is wrong in giving to the local people? What is wrong in it? If we ask, and if the government's duty to protect the local people, no. So we have to give them job opportunity. Unemployment is its highest, and we have to take care of the youngsters, give them job opportunity. Government is trying to create job and also give opportunities for the local people. What is wrong in that?
Sir, but 50% in management, 70% in non-management, 100% in C and D grade. I mean, these are extremely high quotas, sir. I mean, Bengaluru and Karnataka has always been known to be competitive, sir. Competitive industry.
There is some correction to that. See, that is not 100%, 50%. And see, now any companies coming up, they need people to work. Whether it is Kannadigas or anybody else, what are they going to lose out of it?
No, but how is this tenable, sir? We live in a country where anybody can work anywhere. If you have reservations in each state, how does that happen?
We are not denying it now. Everybody throughout the country, anybody can do. As Kannadigas, as Karnataka government is protecting our local people. What's wrong in that? Please tell me.
Sir, I am also from Karnataka, but I am still asking this question. There is a large population.
You understand that? See, we are
large population. Mr. Harris, there's a large population. Come on, sir, you know this. You know this. You of all people understand this better than most people. Bengaluru, the IT sector is cosmopolitan. It has had a workforce from across the country. It always takes the best person for the job. What is this about Kannadigas then?
No, technically, see, we will also give that best person as Kannadigas to you all.
They have that option now also, sir.
Local people. What is wrong if you are getting people there and you are taking them? What's wrong in that?
But sir, how is that discriminatory against Kannadiga people? Kannadiga people have the same rights to apply for these jobs and get these jobs, sir. If they are better, they will get the jobs.
They are not getting. That is why the government has to come in between and to tell. And what is wrong if the government says this one? Why are you trying to tell, we are trying to do something else, that this and all? It is a very straightforward.
Sir, private sector in general is nervous about quotas.
This one in this.
Let me bring Somdata Singh in on this. Ms. Singh, what do you think? N.A. Harris says there's nothing wrong in this. This doesn't discriminate against anyone. You've been part of the NASSCOM. You've been in the private sector in Bengaluru. Is this a good move?
With all due respect to N.A. Harris, sir, and like you said you're from Karnataka. I have grown up in Karnataka. This is my third company out of Karnataka, and the fact that I contribute to Karnataka's state taxes itself shows the loyalty towards Karnataka. Nanu tumba chanaga kannada matartini, so it doesn't make me non-eligible for something, right? I run a company which has 300 plus people, both blue collared for my warehouses and white collared for all the senior levels. We do not hire people based on the language that they speak, right? I have gone to school here, I've studied here, but I am, if from the quote unquote Kannadiga perspective, we don't get a separate passport to be a Kannadiga. I was born in Bengal. So now imagine a Kannadiga guy going and looking for a job in Bengal. Bengali starts saying, no, we are going to only give opportunity to Bengalis, even if they're not skilled enough to do the job, just because we feel this is the right thing to do. There is something called as constitutional and non-constitutional. One, it directly violates the right to equality. I would want a Kannadiga brother and sister to get a job anywhere in India based on where they believe they have a better opportunity, better life, better salary. Just like I don't want it to happen to a Kannadiga, I don't want a non-Kannadiga to miss out on an opportunity just because the privilege is given to somebody who speaks the language or is so-called a Kannadiga. What is the definition of a Kannadiga? You're born here, you are 20 years here, you're 30 years here, your parents have land here. I have a lot of assets in Karnataka, therefore I'm a Kannadiga. Now there is not going to be a bias based on where you're born and where you're not born. Imagine Kannadiga people's children who are getting born outside of Karnataka, somewhere in US, and we do human cry. Oh, when US is talking, they are discriminatory, they're biased, they're racial. It's always, when you point to
Mr. Harris, I want to bring Mr. Harris back. Mr. Harris, it's not just in TV debates. You have some of the biggest industry stalwarts who have the biggest industries in Bengaluru who are all almost unanimously saying that this is a bad idea. You can't have reservation in private sector jobs at any level.
No, see, now it is their opinion. We as a government, we have our duty. We are trying to protect our people. And I think constitutionally it is not wrong. See, we are not depriving or we are not talking about anybody else. We are just telling a reservation for the local people. What's wrong in that? I don't think an argument is needed for this. Now,
no, it's not an argument, sir.
Any company is finding it difficult or any company needs any kind of an adjustment, or they are not finding the local people fit enough to do their job, maybe they can approach the government for that.
Can I come in here and share something?
Yes.
I think, Harris sir, with all due respect, I don't think people differentiate Kannadigas with non-Kannadigas at all. Indeed, I'm very proud that Karnataka is one of those states which is receptive towards every individual, is why it has such high corporate development. And when people come and invest in this region, the reason they do it is because of the non-bias, right? Now you imagine that if you say only Kannadigas, all the foreign investors that are actually investing in the region will all pull out, who are non-Kannadigas. They'll all start. You'll provoke a big upsurge of pull out and economic disparity, which will make it even harder for the government to justify. What I rather suggest, yes, there should be a skill-based opportunity, equal opportunity based on equity, performance and skills given to everyone. There is already quotas in the government that protects the locals, and 100% it should, because there has to be some way to kind of, privilege to the people in the region. But demarcation based on just if they speak the language without having proper heritage in terms of saying whether they're Kannadigas, non-Kannadigas, there's no way to demarcate it.
Yes,
go ahead.
I just want one of the points that Ms. Singh raised, Mr. Harrison, I'll ask you this, is that Bengaluru is famous for its industry, at the Silicon hub of India, etc. Aren't you nervous, sir? I take your point that the local workforce should also be protected. I take your point, but doesn't it endanger Karnataka in losing industry, future industry and investment to other places like Telangana and Andhra and Tamil Nadu, where you are already fighting a big fight, sir?
Can I just come in? See,
yes, please.
Now Karnataka prospered in all this business and all these things because we gave good people for their job. And that is why all Silicon Valley and everything, whatever is happening in Bangalore,
Correct.
even today, tomorrow, day
But
after
this would
tomorrow.
spoil that, sir.
See, now, no, I don't think this would have anything in this one. We have been a little specific about asking them that you should provide local people. And it's a government duty. We also have to look at that and also that will help those companies also. They are getting a local guys that will help them.
But
See,
that
now
they
we are
have
not-
access
we are
to
not
even now,
restricting-
sir.
No,
Mr. Harris, you are acting like these
them from
companies.
taking anybody else.
Mr. Harris,
we
you
are
are
not
acting.
restricting them. We are not taking anybody else.
But
Can
Mr.
I
Harris,
quote
that is a little disingenuous. You are acting like the companies don't have access to this this workforce now. They have access to it, sir.
Can I give some
See,
facts?
now
Let me- let me
wherever
quote
there
some
are
Coming to you,
people
numbers.
Mr. Singh. Let him just
working-
finish.
Yeah,
No,
let me-
wherever there are people already working, we are happy about it. We have told, okay, wherever there is no Kannadigas are there, please provide them. That
Sir,
is what's wrong
Sir,
in
but
that.
how do Ms. Singh, you can come in here, and I want you to take a specific question. See, because this is not us making noise about it. We are only asking the questions.
We're talking
I myself
facts.
am from Karnataka, but I'm wondering, since you've been in NASSCOM and you currently head a large company, Ms. Singh, I want to ask you, will this not make companies think twice about being in Karnataka? The fact that they have imposed quota or reservation?
Indeed, let me give you some facts. What Mr. Harris is talking about is the fact that, the industries came and set up their companies here because they were providing skilled people who are Kannadigas. That fact is absolutely a misnomer information. Bangalore has the largest representation of private institutions for engineering and other technical education, which attracts 70% plus non-local students from across India to come and study here. So because of that accessibility of talent, the subsidies, the weather condition, etc., overlooking infrastructure, companies started coming and setting up here. Most of the investors that are here, including the founders, the largest founder ecosystem, are non-Kannadigas. What will happen if such a rule gets implemented or a bill gets passed? All that Hyderabad and other regions, specifically Mumbai, etc., are now trying their best to attract this whole investment back into the region. Everybody will move out. Let's not forget, Amazon and Microsoft did that already, right? They set up their big arms outside in Hyderabad because of all the facilitation giving. There are a few factual things, and I only talk on facts, right? And I was a vice chair of NASSCOM's industry body many years back. The focus is India as a subcontinent by itself is an integration of many cultures, many languages, and many ethos. The fact that makes us so unique is the constitutional liberty to move, speak, and to learn and get jobs anywhere, right? So we do not see ourselves abided by a language-specific region, culture, job, skill set, mindset. The idea is wherever there is an opportunity, go there, flourish there, do well. That is what our focus should be.
Madam, can I just come in?
Yes, respond.
People will move out.
No. I do agree with you that as Indians, we have all the right to be all around the country and prosper, go work and do things. There is no doubt about that at all. We also are of the same opinion. Here, it is just that government is trying to support the local people to also get job opportunities here in Bangalore itself. They may otherwise have to go to Bombay, or they may have to go to Hyderabad, or they may have to go somewhere else. So those opportunities we are trying to make our people get it here. That's it. There is nothing, no competition between anybody.
They're already getting those opportunities. If you take a look at it, even in my company,
that's what I'm saying.
30% workforce are Kannadigas, right? It is not that
very good. We welcome that, and it's a very good decision.
If you define Kannadiga, like I said, I went from the time I was 16 years old, I've been in this region. All the companies I've started has had even when I was in US, I've started a company here. You know why? Because this is so much liberal and accepting and allow you.
That atmosphere will not spoil here at all. It will not spoil. That same atmosphere will continue.
So you think about it, if there is a 50% force on me to hire people who are Kannadiga who may not even match the skill. So the first thing
I'm out of time. I'm out of time. This was a very substantive discussion. But Mr. Harris, one final question, 10-second answer, sir. Is this proposal going to be pushed through as is, or will the government be willing to speak to industry, Kiran Majumdar Shaw and others, Infosys and others, and maybe
100%.
tweak it a little bit, or is this going to be
all
final?
part of the government. They're all part of the government. 100% it will be discussed, and we'll take them into confidence and do whatever has to be done.
Okay. N.A. Harris, Somdata Singh, always a pleasure. Substantive discussion on this issue, open, frank exchange of views. Always welcome here on India Today and 5 Live. Thanks to both of you for taking your time and being here with us on the show.